suit care. So for velvet suit care, one thing that you want to really focus on is making sure it doesn't get wet, because if that suit gets wet, it can actually really ruin the fibers of whether it's cotton or whatever it's made out of. So when it does that, it just flattens out the velvet in certain areas. So you get a big water spot here, you spill something on it, it can flatten that area. So I've heard you can actually brush it up and use a blow dryer. That's something that you're gonna wanna try and check out for yourselves. But try not to get it wet. Use an umbrella, tuck a shirt, or if you're eating or drinking, try and take it off. Put it somewhere that it's not gonna get wet or damaged. Second thing is never, ever, ever iron it. So it's gonna do the same thing, it's gonna flatten it out, it's not gonna look good. So when you're ironing, or if you're going to have to get some wrinkles out of it, you're gonna steam it instead. So make sure you have a nice steamer at home, don't hold it right up to it. Make sure you just get a little bit of space between it, go up and down. We hear a lot of times where people say that they take their suits and they hang it in the bathroom while they're having a really hot shower. They just let the hot shower steam the suit. I don't like that. You can't control it as well, and I find there's a lot more water vapors that get into it, and it can actually damage it. So when it comes to your suit and your velvet, do not do that. Take a proper steamer if you're spending the money and investing in a velvet suit. Chances are you can spend the $100, $50, whatever it is to get a steamer. Even secondhand, they sell all the time secondhand, and they're barely used, just as good as new. So we just started selling the velvet, and I love them. I love the look of them. I love the way that they come in. Usually we just sell the jacket and then get some nice black dress pants or something with it, and it looks really, really sharp. So if you are thinking about getting velvet, those two things, do not iron and do not get it wet, but also do not cram it. So do not cram it in your closet, do not cram it in luggage. Make sure you're not squishing it, because again, same thing, you can create creases in it that are very hard to get out, and it can also damage the fibers of the suit. So if you have a velvet jacket, put it in a proper storage, because it does collect dust a lot easier and does have things attract and touch it a lot easier. But when you're doing that, make sure that you're putting it in a place that it doesn't have a bunch of other clothes cramming up against it. If you're traveling with it, strap it down in your suitcase and just have nothing on top of it. Obviously it's gonna tumble around in there, but if it's strapped down properly and you have a bit of room in it and you folded it just once, I usually take the shoulders and fold them in. That's the most I'm gonna fold that jacket. And then steam it the second you get it out. But you can also let it hang, because I found that the creases do come out with just letting it hang, but you're also gonna steam it to try and fix that as well. But just try not to cram it. The last thing I'm gonna touch on with when it comes to a velvet suit, so we got do not iron, do not crush, do not let it get wet. But sorry, not touch on, but going back to what I said about cramming it when you're traveling, is when you're getting on a plane, call ahead to see if the airline will actually let you hang that jacket in a garment bag in the front of the plane, because usually they'll have a closet there. I did this on my way back from a trip to Thailand. I had a couple new suits and dress shirts and actually carried around airports and connecting flights, and I hung it up just because I didn't want it to get damaged. And they let me do that. So call ahead to the airline, see if they'll let you do it. If not, just take really good care of packing it away in your suitcase. Otherwise, most do, but make sure that just call ahead and make sure it's taken care of. And send it to people you trust if you need alterations on it. If you need dry cleaning on it, send it to someone you trust who knows what they're doing. Make sure they're an in-house dry cleaner, whether it's velvet or whatever else. Just because that way it doesn't get transferred somewhere. It can get easily lost that way. That's where most people lose their garments, is when you send it off to get dry cleaned in an out-of-house dry cleaner. So make sure they're in-house, make sure there's somebody you trust, they're highly reputable, look up reviews online, make sure you trust the people that are doing the alterations and the dry cleaning, because they're very, very fragile garments, but at the same time, they look really sharp. The ones we've been getting in, we've got a midnight blue, we got a red, we got a black kind of jacquard pattern on it. Oh man, it looks sharp. So guys, we highly recommend you go with the velvet. We're kind of calling it a modern smoking jacket. We don't have the turn-up cuffs on it, or the robe, or like the anchor kind of look to it, but guys, it's really, really sharp, and we really recommend you doing this in place of a black tux kind of look. You can go with a smoking jacket, black pants, and loafers. So guys, any questions, please comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Check out our other video on velvet suits and when to wear them, and how to wear them, and how to style them. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon.